Sports Singapore says the private-public partnership or PPP agreement signed with Sports Hub Private Limited in 2010 no longer meets the country's needs. While the local industry has grown significantly over the past decade, regional competition is heating up, and that means a management update is needed to meet bigger ambitions for the hub. The 35-hectare site in Kallang includes the National Stadium, the Singapore Indoor Stadium, where the Singapore Badminton Open will be held next month, and the OCBC Aquatic Centre.
At that point in time, the PPP approach freed up fiscal resources for the reallocation by government to other urgent needs amidst the tight climate in the wake of the 2008 global financial crisis. The PPP approach allowed risks to be shared with the private sector, and some of these risks included construction risks and operating risks, which would have to be borne by the government otherwise.
Well, let's take a closer look at what the 25-year agreement entailed. Sports Hub Private Limited was formed as part of a partnership. SHPL is a consortium of 3 equity partners, including UK-based Infrared Capital Partners. SHPL bore the full construction cost of $1.33 billion upfront. Now, Sports SG, on the other hand, agreed to pay SHPL $193.7 million a year from the commencement of operations until the end of contract. It began making these full annual availability payments in July 2014.
I don't think it's correct to say the PPP has failed. The project agreement under the PPP envisaged the right to terminate. And obviously, when you build in the right to terminate, it suggests that there is always a consideration for the evolving context for something that you cannot foresee for over such a long period. But of course, when you go into an initial PPP, you do provide a sufficiently long runway for investors, for developers to look at it and say, this looks quite interesting, based on our current understanding of current and future potential.
If we were to bring the ATP 1000 event to Singapore, the promoters, the property owner, the asset owner would want to talk to one person, right? Rather than take in separately and line up separately, and they try to slice and dice the pie and so on. It becomes a bit complicated. So this taking over of the Sports Hub will help to sort of iron out all these operational inefficiencies for one, and I think perhaps more importantly, prevent any cross-asset competition that will result in further inefficiency.